Hey everybody! So this is Beth from Beth's Bookish Reviews, and I'm me, as we know. And we're just here to talk to you about Eyre of September. Check out the shirt. Yes, Eyre of September. That is in September, and it is a Jane Eyre reading challenge that we do. This is the 1-year anniversary for it. It is something that we put together last year. It was so exciting, and then this year, who knew? Like, we didn't know it was going to be as much fun or as exciting as it really was. And I don't know, Beth, what were your thoughts? Were you really surprised about how much fun it was, or everything we did for it?
I knew I would have fun with it, but I didn't know you would have as much fun.
Well, I did have fun with it. I did enjoy it immensely. And this year, like I said, it's the 1-year anniversary, and we're really going to make it special in the sense of, I think how we read. Oops, her phone's going, so she's going to take a call really quick.
Hello.
And I'm going to keep talking about this thing. We've had some interruptions today. It's been really something.
Okay.
But let me tell you, so we have I'm going to show you the bingo boards. We have a couple of bingo boards. This is what is this? 9 prompts. And then the other bingo board has 12 prompts. Everything is the same except for the last 3 prompts on the other page. But these are so fun. And we have, obviously, Jane Eyre.
Okay.
You're going to want to read Jane Eyre. This is the copy that I'm reading of Jane Eyre. This is the copy that I'm going to be using. And what I'm doing is I'm annotating, I'm annotating and writing like journal entries. I wasn't intending to share this with him, but we're going to make this work, right? I'm intending to get a special journal and really write about the characters and really write about what I thought about the situation. And so this is going to be so exciting, just being able to go back through. Last year when I did this, I had a lot of thoughts about it, but I had a lot of thoughts, but I didn't start journaling in time. And so this year I'm journaling from the very beginning, getting all of these thoughts down. I've got my markers, my pens, my highlighters, my tabs, my sticky notes, so that I can really get into it and really, really get down what my thoughts are about this story, because some people have some really negative views about this story, and they have negative views about Jane Eyre as a character. I do not have these same views. I find that I think about fictional characters differently than other people do. And so I'm excited to just read and write down my own thoughts about Jane Eyre, my own thoughts about the both the characters and the storyline, my own thoughts about all of it, and then to see how, when I go back and read all that, how does that really speak to me? What do I come away with? So it's exciting. It's the 1-year anniversary, and I'm kind of letting her have some privacy because we've had so many interruptions. She's got a phone call that's come up, so I will get back to Beth in just a second. But this phone call just kind of interrupted us a bit, but we're just trying to put this together so that you can feel properly invited. We didn't know we were going to get so many interruptions. We have had farm interruptions, people interruptions. It's been insane. But you know what? That's okay. That's real life. And that's going to be real life when we read it too. I want to tell you there are some options for reading this. You can get Jane Eyre on Kindle. You can get Jane Eyre through the library. The Libby app. I don't know if Hoopla has it or not, but I know the Libby app does. Through your library app, You can probably go to your library and get Jane Eyre. You can find Jane Eyre on Kindle. You can find Jane Eyre on Audible. I would venture, I haven't looked on Chirp, but I would venture you could find it on Chirp. You can find it on Kobo. You can find, really, it is such a common book, you know, as far as, you know, well read, well known. There are a lot of places that you can find it. So your ability to access Jane Eyre is going to be very simple. So enjoy figuring out which way that you want to take in Jane Eyre. Do you want to listen? It's a great listen. Audible has a wonderful version for listening to Jane Eyre, and I would highly recommend it if you like to listen. Obviously, if Kindle or Kobo is your thing, it's easy to go ahead and just download them onto your devices and enjoy them there, or your app that you use on your phone. But there's nothing like, when it comes to something special like this, there's nothing like being, are you down on the phone? Hey, we're going to go back. There's nothing like being able to just take it in with a good old-fashioned book. So that's how I'll be doing it, and I think that's how Beth's going to be doing it as well. All right, Beth's down on the phone, so we're going to get back to Beth too. So this is our 1-year anniversary. This was an exciting thing that was put together last year when we started this. We didn't know. It really just formed. So one day we were just talking, and she said, you know, I'd really like to do some kind of reading challenge around Jane Eyre, because she was already on YouTube. She already had a booktube channel, and she and obviously this is her favorite book, and so she wanted to do a reading challenge around her favorite book. I said, you know, you should do it. You should do it. And so so we started talking, and every now and then, you know, probably once or twice a week, she'd say, what do you think about this? So we would talk about it, you know, and we did that a little bit until she had a lot of this figured out. And then she did so much. She just thought that I was helping. Really, she did so much. But then we got together here at the park, which is like, this is our get-together spot here. We love this park. And we got together here at the park, and we actually started working on the prompts, which were the things that I showed you here earlier. And we started working on these prompts, and that was when it really seemed real to me, was when we started working on the prompts. That was when I thought, oh, we're really going to do this. And then we got t-shirts that we did, and this is the second version t-shirt. I think we like this one. I like this one better. I'm not really sure her feelings, but I like this particular version better. But and honestly, it has just been a lot of fun to put together. I think this year we're going to try to maybe get another item of clothing. We've done stickers, and honestly, I don't know how many things we'll come up with, because we both really like fall themed things anyway, and then we both really like Jane Eyre, and we just really like working on things that have to do with Eyre of September. So I don't know how many things we'll come up with to go with this. The prompts we came up with last year are still the prompts we're using this year, but we refined them a little bit. We felt like we didn't like the way they were written last year. A couple of them, we didn't like the way that they were written, and this is a learning process. So, you know, you don't necessarily do something perfectly the first time. You don't necessarily do something exactly the way you're going to want it done the first time. Sometimes you do, but we didn't. So this year I feel like we both like, what do you think? I feel like we both like the way that they're written this year. What do you think, Beth?
Yes, we modified and adjusted.
what are some things, here we are at the 1-year anniversary for this reading challenge, Eyre of September. What are your thoughts on this, Beth?
I don't know. Way to put me on the spot there.
Well, I mean, how do you feel about having this as a reading, as an established reading challenge now?
I just enjoy doing it every year, and if people want to participate, I'm all for that. But every year I'll do it and
Me too.
enjoy every bit of it.
Yep, me too. That's kind of how I feel too. So I want to share, Beth. I want you to share the prompts.
Okay. So our first prompt, obviously, is to read Jane Eyre, and that starts at the top left corner. And then going across, we have to read a wicked stepmother vibe, read a book with a wicked stepmother vibe. Then we have read a book set in a boarding school. And then on the second line, we have read a book with mental health representation. That is one of the reworded prompts.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have read from a book of poetry, meaning you do not have to read the whole book of poetry. You could just read from a book of poetry. Read a book set on a country estate. You'd think I'd have these memorized. Read a book with a nanny or a governess. Read a book about best friends or a romance. And this is actually the last one on the regular bingo prompt card. Read a book with red on the cover or the word red in the title. Then the bonus prompts: read a Victorian Era novel, read a biography of Charlotte Bronte, and then read a novel by Elizabeth Gaskell. And the reason Elizabeth Gaskell is on there is because they were really close friends, her and Charlotte Bronte, and she actually wrote a biography about Charlotte Bronte.
Thank you for sharing that, Beth. That was wonderful. And that piece of information about Elizabeth Gaskell is really important, because if you don't know that, you're thinking, well, why are you throwing Elizabeth Gaskell into this thing? But that was just, we thought if last year when we talked about it, wouldn't it be fun to add a friend of hers into the challenge, you know? So we can't say that we won't add new things every year, because I feel like we will. We can't say that we won't change prompts, because I can't say that we won't. But we do think these are pretty solid, and we like them. There's some other ideas, other things that I'm throwing around in my own head that I think would be fun to do with this, but I don't know if I'll get to them this year. But if I get to them, I'll be sure and share them. You can find the link to print out your own copy of the bingo board, either copy, whether it's the 9 prompts or the 12 prompts with the 3 bonus editions. You can find them at Beth's Bookish Reviews. That is her YouTube channel. You can find a copy at my Instagram, Books and Butterflies Bookstagram. You can find it there in my bio. You can go to the links in my bio, and you can actually find a link where you can go in, and then you can print out your own. And then if you don't want to read a lot of different books, let's say you're a person who doesn't want to do the bingo board, and you don't want to read a whole lot of books, but you still want to feel like you participated. Beth and I both would say, what, Beth?
Read one book. Read Jane Eyre.
That's the answer. Ding, ding, ding.
Now, we had people that actually did participate by just doing that last year.
Mm-hmm.
They just read Jane Eyre.
That's right. They just read Jane Eyre. But, so if you just read Jane Eyre, then you're participating. If you cannot get a hold of a copy of Jane Eyre, but you can, it's simple. It's everywhere. But let's say you can't, and you still want to participate. You can. I'm going to put a list of the prompts in my own description. And let's say you can't get to the link, you can't print anything out. The prompts will be right there, and you can look at the prompts, and then you can decide, and I don't know, I'm sure Beth will do the same thing, and then you can decide, maybe you just want to read one book from the prompts, then you're participating. If you can't get a hold of what you need to get a hold of to do the whole thing, or you can't read Jane Eyre, we would highly suggest you read Jane Eyre. It's pretty easy to get it through your public library, and so it's affordable. There's just so many options. We would really highly suggest it as if you can do nothing else, do that. But let's just say you can't, but you still want to participate, and you've got books, and you think maybe one of your books would fit one of the prompts, do that. Read your book that fits the prompt, and then you've participated. Because everybody needs to feel like they can participate in some way. I'm a big believer in that. And then because Beth and I are going to do this every year, you'll know next year to be prepared with the copy of Jane Eyre for yourself. So we're excited to share this with you this year. We're very, very excited about it. And we look forward to the conversations that we're going to have. We look forward to the fun that we're going to have. This is just our introduction. So welcome to Eyre of September.